didn't even know that it hadn't started yet. I have no idea what was going on. My phone was in my pocket. All right, fam. This is going to be really, really short. I might come back again later on this evening. But it says Shabbat, Shalom, people, Shabbat family. So I wasn't expecting to start yet, but hey, it already started for me in my pocket. This is just a really quick call to the nations, not just the Hebrew nation, but also to the Hebrew nations. How much longer are you going to deny the truth? How much longer are you going to deny what you're seeing in the world right now? The Most High said that the last will be first, and the first shall be last. As you're seeing all this information being brought out, how much evidence do you need before you realize that the true people of the Most High have been the ones at the bottom still? How much longer will you just sit there and just kind of sit on the sidelines and not be non-committal to the truth? You know, I said the truth is right in front of your face. The Most High is bringing all this information out now. As you see these, these other books are coming. What are they going to do? They're going to hide every single book that's out here? Are they going to make every single book thousands of dollars to keep them out of our hands now? What's up, Ak? I mean, how much proof do you guys need? Every time we bring out some new information, the books disappear. If it's all a bunch of BS, why is that happening? Why is it they're doing their best to keep the information out of our hands? And it's all going to fail anyways, because the Most High is in this. Just like when we fell, no matter what we did, we knew at the end the Most High's will be done. If that means, if he said we were going to go into slavery, we're going into captivity, then that's exactly what was going to happen. If the Most High says that he's going to raise his people up here at the end, no matter what they do, no matter what, roadblocks they try to put up, he's going to raise his people back up. I said, so there's no stopping what is going on. There's no stopping this truth. Now, many other people from these other nations that I'm seeing now, hold on real quick here. Let me move my finger here. You have a choice to make. When we start bringing out the truth, the vast majority of the Gentiles are so quick to try to defend the adversary. It's always, well, it's not all white people. We never said it's all white people. Here, in the studies that I do, the people that are around me, I have many different people. It's not all so-called Negroes. Okay, there's many people that the Most High has put in my path that have been definitely helping with what's going on, helping with sharing this information. I don't do all this on my own. There are many people behind me that support me and bring this information out, and you're going to be surprised that they're not all so-called Negroes. So no one's saying it's all white people and all black people are this and all. See, that's something that was definitely pushed earlier in the movement, because it's all been about separation. There are going to be, so-called Negroes and everything in between black, all that. I said, and then some are going to be called by the Most High and some are not. But see, what I see is, as soon as you start bringing out the truth, people get really defensive. And it's like, oh, well, not all white people did this. Not all white people did. Yes, we understand that. I said, but then if you're going to be so quick to defend, the adversary, then why don't you make it why don't you quickly defend your brethren? Why don't you quickly defend the people who are bringing you the truth? Instead of, as soon as something comes out of my mouth, it's, oh, you're wrong, you're lying. Why don't you step back and go and research yourself and go and see if what I'm saying is true. As opposed to, see, everyone's quick to believe whatever Esau says, whatever the Gentiles say. They can say that right now it's nighttime, and most of you would be like, okay, he said it must be true. But if I said it's day, oh, prove it. Show me in the Bible. Show me what chapter and verse. Hold the Gentiles to the exact same scrutiny that you hold your brethren to. That's where we're at now. I said, because too many people want to argue. They love to try to throw out the Bible, prove everything. And I said, well, my answer to you is prove that the Bible is the only book that we can use. As soon as you prove that, I said, then we'll continue this conversation. But they never do. Okay? I'm trying to move my finger here from this. Okay? I said, we are definitely in the times of revelation. The Most High is bringing out so much information right now. And it's just amazing. But what you can also see, that the other nations, the adversary, is still trying to hide everything that's coming out. Every time we bring up some more information, all of a sudden those books disappear. Those books get really, really expensive. If this isn't true, why is that happening? See, it's really forever. We've had people be able to quickly just say, "Oh, that's not true," and then that's the end of the argument. Now we got many people now who are just ignoring those people and continuing to study, continuing to research, and they're coming to find out that this stuff is true. Why don't people hold the Smithsonian Institute and their claims up to such high scrutiny? Yes, I'm sure they're probably messing with the buffering and everything else. Say, we are definitely in times of revelation. Most High is bringing out so much information right now, and it's just absolutely amazing. But right now we need to also hold these other nations to the same type of scrutiny that they're holding us to. They're so quick to try to make us prove everything. I just love it how, well, if you're trying to say the Hebrews over here, well, prove where Rome is, prove where Greece is, prove all that stuff that was happening over here. Why do I have to prove everything? Did I hide everything? Was I the one that has definitely put all these people in all these different places all over the world and gave them new names? No, I didn't do that. So instead, see, I'm the one that's closest to you where you can try to attack, but you're not going to attack the people who have actually done all this stuff. There's too many brothers now, I said, bringing out way too much information to just sit here and just ignore it. I mean, if you want to ignore it, that's fine. I said, but you hold the people you put into these positions up to that same scrutiny. I see so many of our people who have been into all these religions, and they're still pushing white Jesus this whole time. And then you start asking them any questions and they get upset. They get very emotional. They tell you that you're wrong, but they can't prove one damn thing that they're doing. They can't prove anything that they're doing. They can't prove Christmas. They can't prove white Jesus. They can't prove anything. Any of these holidays, none of this stuff. They can't find any of that stuff in the Bible. They can't prove that we can only use 80 books. They can't prove anything. But they just continue to go ahead and do what they want to do and then make you prove every single thing. I just love that with all the time with people is, well, it's not all white people. Yes, I understand that. If that's your only thing that you're going to come up with, is it's not all white people. Okay, I give you that point. It's not all white people. But you're quick to defend their doctrines. You're quick to defend and take everything they say, hook, line, and sinker. So no one asked them to prove anything. So they're the ones holding all the cards. They're the ones holding all the information. They're the ones that have hidden everything. I said, as you get into these Mormon books, it's just funny how people still push that's the white man's religion. The Mormon religion has nothing to do with these books. As you saw last night on the last video I just put up, the Smithsonian Institute was talking about how Vikings were the first ones to come here, and that they're not going to accept anything pre-Columbian. They're not going to accept anything pre-Columbus. So now you got thousands and thousands of years of records that they've burned or hidden. And then you're going to accept the fact that they said anything before Columbus, they're not going to accept. Does that sound like someone you can really trust to tell you the truth? Someone who came in, if I went into your house and pretty much burned all your records, everything that you have, and then I decided I'm going to tell you your history, would you trust me? Of course you wouldn't. See, that's what this society has made it so you don't trust anything that a so-called Negro has to say. You guys, many people want, they want dates. They want, they want dates. They want blood. They want you to pretty much have it on videotape. They want you to be able to show absolutely everything to them before they'll believe a black man said it. Believe it coming out of a black man's mouth. But the so-called white people don't have to prove absolutely anything. You see how deep this goes. You see how deep the deception goes. You see how deep, the way that our people think. They don't question these other nations whatsoever. I said so, and even all the way till today, as many times as we've asked, hey, make a video and prove 80 books only. You haven't seen one. You haven't seen any proof. No, nothing. But they still come up with, well, the Bible only, King James only, King James, nothing. Make them prove things to you. Make Gentiles prove things to you. Make Gentiles prove 80 books only. Make the Gentiles come up with the fact, prove that they had some wildly successful civilization during the time of the Babylonians, during the time of King Solomon. Make them prove stuff. It's not all about us having to prove everything. They need to prove things. We're taking them as the baseline. We're taking what they say as the absolute truth, and then everything else has to be proven otherwise. And it's the opposite. They have to prove everything at this point, because now they've been shown that they have lied about so many different things. I said they've been in leadership positions. The adversary has been in the leadership position for so long. And now that the Most High is raising up his people, so many people, are still fighting it. But you're fighting it to your own detriment. I said, we brought out so much information. It's not just myself. I said, there's a whole lot of other brethren who brought out way more information. Brothers and sisters making videos, posting stuff all over social media. This is a movement of a nation. This is not just a few individuals. Our whole nation is now arising. Our whole nation will not be ignored, because there's too many people now bringing out too much information. Now, they can try to discount it. They can try to minimize exposure. They can try to make it sound like very few people are paying attention, but we know that's not true, because this is the time that the Most High has moved us into. We are now moving into the time of revelation, the time where the truth is being brought out. Now, many people, if they choose to decide to continue to follow the oppressor, then that's their choice. I said, but the Most High has now raised up so many people, and are bringing out so much information that it's absolutely undeniable what is happening now. It is undeniable that the Most High is now raising up his people, and now the other nations are going to have to make a choice. Are you going to humble down and begin to follow the people that the Most High has raised up? He's not going to raise up people that's going to be comfortable for you to follow, because it's never been about comfort. We followed the other nations for hundreds and hundreds of years. We never had a problem with white Jesus. Now the Most High is going to test your hearts, Gentiles and other nations. We followed your God, even when the God looked nothing like us. We still followed your God. Now and we had no problem with it, because we want to follow the Most High no matter what he looks like. Now he's going to test you. Are you going to follow the men that the Most High will raise up? And they're not going to look like your white Jesus. They're not going to look all soft and nice and loving all the time. That's not what he's going to raise up. because that's what you raised up. So you raised up the opposite. You raised up a soft-looking, effeminate Jesus, but your Christianity has been nothing but the opposite. Your Christianity has been nothing but death, destruction, lies, rape, rob, murder. Prove otherwise. Prove otherwise. If you don't believe your Christianity has been that, prove otherwise. Don't prove it by hiding all the books and then giving us your opinion. Prove it through historical, facts. Now, the Most High is going to raise up his men. And his men aren't necessarily going to look like the ones that you expect to be the ones he's going to raise up. These men might look more intimidating, not very nice, but what we're bringing is the love of the Most High to his people. We represent the Most High, as yes, he brings a rod of iron. He brings, order. But ultimately, he's bringing love and he's bringing order to the world. And the men and the women that are going to be raised up to teach the other women and the children, I said, they may not look like what you've been given this whole time. Now the Most High is going to test your heart and see if you're willing to follow whoever the Most High decides to raise up. If he raises up some strong, intimidating looking Negroes, are you going to follow him? Are you going to say, oh, no, this isn't what we expected. No, this isn't what we, because people will always say, oh, I'll follow Jesus no matter where he leads me. Okay, well, we're going to see now. Are you going to follow who he's going to raise up? Because so many people have that white Jesus stuck in their minds. And if it doesn't look like white Jesus, then they're not going to listen to it. If it's white Jesus, they'll listen to him and they'll listen to everything he says. If he says jump off a cliff, they'll go do it. But if a so-called Negro is raised up, oh, hell no, you need to prove everything to me. Before I listen to anything you have to say, you got to prove everything. I don't want I don't want there to be any doubt whatsoever that the Most High sent you. You see that? Well, see, now the Most High, the Most High, I said, is beautiful. Because now he's raising up people that all these other nations have been taught to be racist against. When they see myself, first thing they want to do is clutch their purse, lock their door, thinking I'm going to steal something from them or I'm going to take something from them, something like that. I said, not trust me, make me have to prove myself, make me have to go out of my way to be a nice guy so that they'll, oh, he's not like all the other black people. He's not like all the other black men, and that's what they want. They want some soft, effeminate looking guy to make them feel comfortable. Well, I'm not that guy. That's not how I am. Yeah, I'm a nice guy. I said, but that's not how the Most High, has set this up. So like I said, now the Most High is going to test the other nation's spirits. Are they going to follow the people that the Most High has raised up? Now, like I said, now the Most High is going to test your heart. See, he's looking at everything. People say many great things. I'll follow wherever the Most High leads me. Okay. Well, we'll see. We're going to see now. Are you going to follow who the Most High has raised up? I said, we might look a certain way. I said, but our people, the Hebrews, are the most loving people ever. I said, you think of all the crap we have to deal with. You think of all the crap we've gone through for the last few hundred years. You think of all the death and destruction that our families had to go through. All the raping, robbing, murder, everything. And we still loved you. We still put your needs above ours as a people. So just because we might look a certain way, I said, don't get it twisted. I said, we still loved you. We still love you. Our people still are willing to forgive and forget all the crap that you guys have done to us. They're still willing to follow white Jesus, even though white Jesus hasn't done crap for us, hasn't done a damn thing for us. White Jesus came here and kicked our butts as soon as he got here. And we still loved you. So I don't want to hear the, oh, you guys are intimidating. Yeah, you guys are intimidated because you know your history, and you know that the Most High is coming to serve judgment. So you're not necessarily afraid of us. You're afraid of what the Most High is about to do to you because of what your ancestors did to us. It has nothing to do with us. It has nothing to do with how we look. It has to do with your history that the vast majority of the world does not want to fess up to. They don't want to drink that cup that's coming for them. And that's it. I said, we are the most loving people. And you sit here and look at the news and they talk about how we're aggressive and how we're this and how we're that. You know, I said, we didn't get to this position on our own. We didn't get to this position as a nation on our own. So, but don't forget, I said, you know, we are very loving people. I said, but our love only goes so far. Our compassion only goes so far. And now, like I said, the Most High is now, he's showing you your gods, your religions mean nothing. They have no power whatsoever. Just like when you look at their videos, you look at the information, they're bringing nothing but garbage to the table. Now the Most High is showing you, if you want true knowledge, true understanding, these are the people you need to go to. Are you going to listen to them? If you want the truth, these are the people that I'm going to raise up that you need to listen to. Are you going to listen to them? Yes, you can't go to White Jesus anymore. You can't go to their churches anymore because they're not going to tell you anything. If you haven't figured that out by now, I feel sorry for you. Because now the Most High is saying, these are the men that I'm raising up for you to listen to. These are the ones that I'm dealing with. If you want the truth, you need to listen to these people. Now we're going to see if you're going to put your money where your mouth is. If you're going to listen to these men that look nothing like White Jesus and the churches that you've been set up for. They're going to be strong men. They're not going to be weak men that you can run over. Okay? So they're going to be listening to what the Most High says, and they're going to be following what the Most High says. So are you going to listen to them, or are you going to go listen to White Jesus and the churches and the priests of Mahan? You decide. I said, so, you know, the whole garbage about us being, you know, mean and intimidating and everything else, I said, look at the track record. If we are upset, we have reason to be. I said, now the Most High is raising up who you need to listen to. Now you decide what you want to do with that. All praise is the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who is wisdom, who is the Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom, family.